This is Sons of Africa podcast. I am one half of the Sons of Africa podcast, African Ant.
And I'm the other half, Black Sun, the coolest half, the best half, the beautiful half.
AKA the neighborhood douchebag.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about all that other stuff, but that one I do know about, the neighborhood douchebag. But anyway, we start the show off with the blast from the past. How was your weekend though? How was your week?
Man, it's tiresome, bro. I told you I'll be working these 12-hour days, man. I'll be putting in a whole bunch of work. So I'll be tired for the most part, man. More tired than what I want to be, man. I feel like it's a waste of time, man. I had somebody at our job not too long ago. He had a stroke. I guess he okay because they got him okay before they sent him off to the ambulance and stuff. He tried to go back to work that same day, but I'm trying not to be that way. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get out of this whole cycle of going to work and just make some money.
I got a way too that we can do that. I'm gonna tell you offline. It's something that I'm about to get into.
All right.
I think it's lucrative, but I'm gonna tell you offline. But I had a similar situation like that when I was at work, man. Not recently, but this was probably about 5-6 months ago. One of my coworkers, he was limping, like not limping, dragging his leg like it was dead. I'm like, man, is you okay? I think you need to go to the hospital. He's like, no, man, I'm cool, man. I'll go when I leave here today. I'm like, no, I think you need to go right now. So I went to my other coworker, like, hey, we got to convince him to go to the hospital, man. Something wrong. I think in my mind, I think he either had a stroke or I don't know, but something wrong because he's dragging his leg. So we convinced him to go. I ended up leaving and taking him to the hospital. Kind of find out he had MS.
Really?
Multiple sclerosis. Yeah, he had multiple sclerosis, man. So, but he cool. He back at work.
He just found out that day.
He found out that day. He found out a couple days later after they finished running the test.
That's crazy.
He like what? I think he's 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? He just turned 50, so he's pretty young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't even gonna go to the hospital.
I'm glad you said 50 is pretty young, bro.
It is. I mean, you old, but 50 is pretty young. I'm old. You are old 41. You know
I'm 9 years younger than that.
You look 60.
Whatever, bro.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring this picture of Granddad that they got when he was young. I'm gonna get it from Irwin. Tell him to send it to me. I'm gonna post it. You gonna be yeah. He was definitely a player. You could tell he was a player in that picture.
He was a Rolling Stone, man.
He was. But anyway, let's get into it with the blast from the past. See what we got here today.
Yeah, I got a couple things.
What was that, like a bubbles or something?
No, bro, those are like little milk jug slinky things, man, that you can stretch out. Not even milk jugs. You can just put like drinks in them and stuff like that. I had one of them bad boys when I was young, man. We used to have them all the time.
It do look familiar, though. It do look familiar.
I'm surprised. I don't even know how you can't remember, bro. You a sucker.
Because I remember that.
Yeah.
It looked familiar though, but I forgot. But it do look familiar. I know I saw it before.
All right, I got another one for you there. I'm gonna show you.
This is another thing from Blast from the Past. And I definitely know this.
Yeah.
Hey, this is dope right here. This is a dope invention with the you put the slide in.
Yeah, the Viewmaster and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was dope. This is a good one right here. I think I had one. Somebody had one of those, man, and it had like animals on it, and it's like 3D. That was like the first.
I mean, they had all types of stuff, man. They had like some of the like Disney and Muppets and all. They had a whole bunch of stuff in there, bro.
Yeah. That was like the first 3D. You know what I'm saying? 3D like invention. You know what I'm saying?
You said a 3D like invention?
Yeah, that was like the first 3D to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that was in 3D. They was like popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the first invention in 3D. To me, it could have been something before that, but that I can remember. He trying to be funny. This is what you was talking about last week.
What you talking about?
You said I got something I want to show you and say something. But
I can't remember. But you remember that though?
Yeah, I do. This is my guy right here.
Yeah,
my pet monster. That was my guy right there, man. Oh man, that was my guy, man. That's why he put it up. That's my guy. This is a good one right here, man.
Yeah,
my
bro.
pet monster. If you was a real G, you had one of those. Point blank period. Only the real G's had one of them.
No, that one was cool. Yeah, I think I got one more. Let me make sure, bro. I think I got one more. Or was that it? No, that looks like that might have been it. That might
That
have
was
been
it.
all.
Oh yeah, there was some good ones. I got one for the next time. Let me write it down so I don't forget.
Let me make sure. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, that was it. That was it. That was the last one.
Yeah, that was a good one right there, man. That bring back memory. That was my guy, the My Pet Monster. Came with the handcuffs. Yeah, that was dope, man. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. It's just a little bit of fun before we get
So what
started.
are the things we're gonna talk about today, man?
Also, what we're gonna talk about is is Dallas. They got new laws out there in Texas. We're gonna give y'all an update on the OnlyFans situation when they were saying that they was going away from nudity. We're gonna talk about Miss Mercedes Morr. She an Instagram model / OnlyFans model, and she was murdered, and it was like a lot of speculations of why she was murdered. Because they found, we gonna get into that, and rest in peace to her and condolences to her family. We're
Yeah,
gonna get into R.Kelly. His whole trial is, I think it's been like 11 days so far. His trial, something like that, and then Lil Nas X, what recently went viral with the pregnancy. We're gonna give our input on that. So that's what the show's gonna be about today. We're gonna try to make it clean. We ain't trying to offend nobody. We want to give a disclaimer right now. We ain't defending nobody. We ain't got nothing against nobody. No race, no kind, no nothing. We just giving our opinion from the heart. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So this right here,
We two jokers talking.
yeah, yeah. So this right here is the new law in Texas.
So you got it up there? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to go over some brief things because there's a lot of stuff people talking about as far as in Texas that everybody seemed to be worried about in retrospect of what they got.
Could you blow it up a little bit? It's really blurry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to read the words because can't nobody see it.
I am, but let me see if I can zoom in on it. Tell me if that's better.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about
There you
that?
go. There you go.
All right, cool. All right, a couple things that I just wanted to talk. There's only two things that I think are major in the whole aspect. Oh, they got the medical marijuana expansion.
Just to let y'all know, he currently living in Texas, so
Yeah,
that's why we're talking about
that's
that.
why, because I got into a conversation with some people online about one of the things in Texas, and so I just wanted to just talk about a couple things. One of the things, permitless carry that we got. I know a lot of people think that it's going to be the wild wild west out here because people can easily now carry a firearm without having a permit to carry. Which, if you know Texas, you would know that most of the time the people who have guns, you probably don't even know that they have them. And that majority of people probably down here already got them. It just allows it for those who don't have a license, or so you can just skip out on going to the classes in order to be able to get a firearm, because you can purchase a firearm down here at the I think at the age of 18. You're just not allowed to open carry with that bad boy or to conceal carry. You have to keep it like in your car or like in your place of business or in your home. But this just allows everybody to be able to open carry. I think it's pretty much a good thing because now cops can't really say anything to you if you do have a firearm on you, unless you're a felon. And so if you're a felon, you still gonna get some trouble. But if not, you can pretty much just carry your weapon anytime you want to, anywhere you want to, except for those federal buildings and schools that you're not supposed to have it in. We're gonna see how it works out. I think if I do think if a lot more people do open carry, or it is established that a lot more people do have a firearm, that there may be less people trying you as far as crime and things like that. And we gonna see, man. But for everybody who think it's gonna be the wild wild west, Texas has already been the wild wild west. They allow you to do a lot of things when it comes to guns already before this happened. So this ain't nothing new.
Ohio recently passed the stand your ground law. I know y'all already had that.
Yeah.
We just recently passed that. So that's pretty much the stand your ground law is pretty much, You can have just what you said. You can have a firearm, but you ain't got to be well,
No, staying your ground is that
Explain
you
it.
don't have to back down.
Yeah.
If someone comes at you, you don't have to back down. You can legally defend yourself. And if it comes to you having to kill them, then you should be legally able to. My guess is depending on the situation and the circumstances on which it happens. But you don't have to back down in order to stand your ground. You can stand it against anybody at any point in time. How that's going to work for black people, I don't know, man, because I've seen cases where black people have tried to use stand your ground and they still been in trouble about it. It's tricky when it comes to all of that stuff as far as when you can use deadly force and when you can't. As long as you get the gist of how you can do it and when you can do it, you should be okay.
It was a situation out in Cleveland. Excuse me, not to cut you off. It was a situation. It explains exactly what you're saying. It's a situation that was out in Warrensville, in Cleveland, and what happened was it was a guy came to steal this guy's car or still breaking his car. Whatever, I don't know what he was doing, but he was trying to steal the car, breaking the car or something. The alarm went off, so the guy who car it was came outside, and I guess he had his weapon, his firearm, and the guy that was stealing the car shot at him first, and he shot back and killed him. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he getting off with that one because he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. If it's definitely shown that he got shot at first and he was defending himself as well as protecting his own property, he should be good to go. I mean, he should be good to go. You still like from what I learned is you still got to kind of go through a lot of the court and red tape and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying in regards to all of that. And then it's like what's even stupider is that the dude who he killed, family could go after him and try to sue him and things like that and get paid, which I think is the stupidest thing ever. You know, it's like your family member tried to commit a crime on me and tried to take my life, and when I defend myself, you want to sue me for his death? Like,
right?
That shouldn't even be allowed, be let to be allowed as far as go. And this is the number two thing that I kind of want to talk about as far as what we got is abortion restriction. As far as in Texas, it says prohibits abortions as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy. In lieu of government enforcement, private individuals can sue abortion providers or people who assist abortion after an ultrasound can detect what lawmakers defined as a fetal heartbeat. Embryos at this developmental stage don't possess a heart. Medical and legal experts say that sound Republican lawmakers are referring to is the motion of electrical pulse stimulating muscle cells in a tube that will eventually become part of the heart. Abortion providers are suing to block the law. Additionally, they are suing to block the law. But as far as I know, I think it passed. And I think they tried to go to the Supreme Court with it, and it they got shut down.
I don't like those abortion laws because at the end of the day, it's up to the woman. And I know a lot of men ain't gonna like this, but it's up to the woman if they want to keep that baby or not, because it is her body. You know what I'm saying? It is her body that's going through that whole surgery, whatever how they do it to pull the baby out. So I feel like it should be up to that woman whether she want to keep that baby or not, man.
So then you say that a man should have no say so if he wants the baby?
I mean, it's her body. It's not your body. Yeah, you help make the baby. That is true.
So then by retrospect, do you think that if a woman decides to keep a baby and a man doesn't want it, that he should not have to pay child support for
it? If he says he doesn't want that baby and she keeps it, and she, you know what, I'm keeping it, even though he said he didn't want it.
Yeah, I'm saying so. Should he legally?
He still should take care of his child.
No. Should he legally have to pay child support for it? If he doesn't want the baby, but she does, should he have to take care of it?
It's still your child, yes.
No, no. See, that don't make sense because it's his child when she's pregnant with the baby, but he gets no say so if he wants the baby. But when she has the baby and he don't want the baby, now it's his child and he got to help take care of something he didn't want. It don't make sense.
We all know when we lay down and have unprotected sex, what we doing? Yes or no?
That exactly we do. Even the women, yeah, we do.
So if you didn't want her to get pregnant, or you didn't
Yeah,
want to have a baby with her.
and if she didn't want to get pregnant,
Who said she didn't want to get pregnant?
well, if she ends up with the baby and she has an abortion, that means she didn't want to get pregnant.
But what if she don't want to have that? What if she want? What if she don't want to have the abortion, but the man wants the abortion because he feel like he already got kids, he don't want no more kids. But
Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, the women go ahead and get the abortion, or they don't get the abortion because the man wants to get the abortion.
That's what I'm saying. But it's still ultimately her decision because it's her body.
Yeah. So I'm saying if the man doesn't want the baby, should he have to take care of it?
Hey, you know what you did when you laid down with her. You should take care. I ain't saying child support, but you should be able to take being your child.
No. Why would he have to take care of a child he doesn't want though?
Because he knew what he was doing when he laid down with her. He knew.
So then why can't he request a child that he does want then?
What you mean? He
If
can.
she's pregnant,
but
if she's pregnant, no. See, this is what I'm saying. What you're trying to do is you're trying to give them the end all be all of all of it. No. They get to make the decisions whether or not the man can take the baby or not have the baby.
So
and
if he wants the baby,
if two lay down to have the kid, it's both of their responsibility.
It is.
If one man decides that he wants the kid and he wants to take care of it, and the woman is saying, "No, I'm going to kill it because I don't want it," then a dude should be able to say, "Hey, I don't want this baby, and if you have this baby, I'm not have nothing to do with the baby," and it should be cool. Because if she can make the decision, if she can terminate the baby, the man should be able to terminate the baby, even if it's not physically but mentally in his own mind. The baby should be dead to the man just as much as it's dead to the woman. That's only fair, bro. That's only fair.
If he wanted and she,
that's only fair, bro.
If he want the baby and she don't, then they should have to go to court to determine.
No. It should be that's
he get to keep that baby then if she don't want.
Huh? You said
if he want it and she don't, he get to keep the baby and she should have to pay him child support or take care of the baby.
Huh? If he don't want it,
or he could be the primary. He could be the primary responsible person, whatever they call it.
No, if he wants the baby and she gives the baby to him, then yeah, he should take care of the baby.
If he wanted it and she don't, and they lay down, and she don't want it, then they should make her have that baby and let him get the baby, and she should be paying him child support.
And she should pay him child support?
Yes, or take care of the baby. Yes.
You mean if she didn't want the baby? I don't
wanted the baby. If he wanted the baby, but she didn't, and she wanted to get rid of the baby, clearly, okay, well, you had a baby, you get a baby to him. But at the same time, you still got to help take care of your baby because you know what you
I don't think that's gonna be the case.
You know I don't agree with that. When you lay down, he should have primary custody of the baby.
I don't. I think if any party, if we're gonna do it like this, if she decides the dude wants the baby, but she goes there and has the baby anyway and gives it over to him, I don't think she should have to pay child support because if she didn't want the baby and he did, then he should assume all responsibility for the child.
But you gotta
if you're asking me, is that the moral way to be about the whole situation? No, I don't agree that that's the moral way to be. I don't think that people should treat a child as such or just so casually let them go and things like that. But I'm saying is that if you want to be fair and balanced with all of this, then that's the way it should be if it's fair and balanced. Because if the man gets no say-so in the whole thing, as far as when it comes to abortion, then if a dude doesn't want to have the kid, then they shouldn't be made to pay for the child if the woman wants to have the kid. You know what I'm saying? Because there are women out there that do try to trap dudes with children. You know what I'm saying? True. So it's like, is it fair that he has to pay child support for a child he didn't try to have? There are women that do poke holes in condoms so they can get pregnant.
Listen, don't take condoms from her. And if you don't wear condoms, you know what the hell you're doing. So you got to take responsibility for your actions.
I say that it's for both parties, bro. I think
go in and have sex without a condom, you know what will come with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Use a condom.
I agree. But you don't, but the thing is though, you don't have to just use a condom. I mean, you can use a male condom, you can use a female condom, and you can use spermicide. You can use those three things to ensure that ain't nobody getting pregnant at no point in time in this whole interaction. But the problem is that nobody wants to use any of that stuff. Because why? Since abortion is readily available, you can just use that as your type of contraceptive or, baby prevention. And that's the problem.
I'm pro condoms, unless you married or in a monogamous relationship. Other than that, I'm pro condoms, period. Like, because without them condoms, you can bring a child into this world, and it ain't fair to that child that they don't have their mother and they don't have their father. That's not fair to that child. It's doing the child a disjustice.
I mean, life ain't fair though.
And also, you all STDs out there. So, if you don't want no kids, wear condoms, man, or go get a vasectomy or something, or whatever the one for the woman if you don't want no kids.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. If people don't want kids or anything like that, they should all get that. Dudes should get they stuff snipped. Women, if you get your tubes tied, and that'll prevent all of that stuff. Like I said, there are many ways to prevent you from having children and without having to go to an abortion clinic. I think people just don't want to be responsible, and they want to use the abortion clinic as a means of stopping something that they were just reckless in doing.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what it is. So let's go to the next topic. The update on OnlyFans. So last time on OnlyFans, they said they was going away from nude content, but now they reversed it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that for all those who heard it last time and probably didn't know that they reversed it now. So OnlyFans is now allowing pornography on their site again.
They never stopped it in the first place.
I mean, they didn't stop it. It was supposed to go into effect October, I think, but since they decided they're gonna reverse it, it's gonna go back. The only thing I hope, I just hope that somewhere down the line that they don't find out that people who were on there that were doing it against their will or underage, because if that happens, they're gonna be in some trouble, bro.
This why I think they reversed it, because I don't know if you heard, but Tiger is coming out with coming out with a platform that's like OnlyFans, where you can do whatever you want to do on
they probably should have let him do that, because I guarantee you that on his platform it's gonna probably be all types of stuff on there that may just be illegal, because I don't think he's gonna be the type of person that's gonna have the oversight to regulate the type of stuff on there. So he probably would have ended up in some major trouble.
I'm sure he got a team that go through and comb through that kind of stuff too.
Huh?
I'm sure he got a team that comb through that kind of stuff to make sure none of that gets passed.
I mean, having a team and having people knowledgeable on how to regulate all of that stuff is two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got major sites like Pornhub who couldn't prevent it from happening on their site, I doubt if Tiger gonna have people that's gonna be able to prevent it from on his site. It's like the Soldier Boy video game system. if you ever seen that, you ever see that?
I heard about it. I heard how he Atari did him dirty, man. But they said he didn't have a partnership with him, but he really did.
What you mean?
Like with Soldier Boy, Atari, they said that he thought he was part owner of Atari, but he did have a partnership with Atari that he had stake in Atari. But they said they said he had no partnership, he had nothing to do with it. With Atari. They lied about that though, because he did. What's that? Oh, that's you. Okay. Yeah, so what's that? The OnlyFans that you sharing?
No. This ain't this deal with Miss Mercedes, man.
Okay. Yeah, so that was, we was just trying to give y'all an update on OnlyFans. The next one is Miss Mercedes Morr, which is an Instagram model / OnlyFans model, and she was murdered. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that. You can give her commentary. You gotta blow that up.
So all it is, man. Let me blow it up a little bit. Let me get these jokers out the way.
So they saying it was a murder suicide, huh?
Yeah, what it is, influencer Miss Mercedes Morr has been killed. What police believe was a murder suicide. Said the 33-year-old social media model born Janae Gagnier, I'm guessing that's how you say it, was found dead at her home in Richard, Texas on Sunday, August 29th. Richmond police confirmed. Officers originally responded to a welfare check at the apartment complex and that's to get off of that. From what I understood is that her dad supposedly had found her face down, I guess on the steps, at the bottom of the steps or something like that. Because he went over there to check on her because he ain't heard from her in a while. He kicked in the door, saw her face down, and then he heard gurgling noises where he found her killer. I guess with a knife in his neck because he stabbed himself to death.
How many times was he stabbed?
He just stabbed himself in the knife in the neck, from what I hear. It
He
says
strangled her.
It says more cause of death was homicide by strangulation and traumatic concussion. The Fort Bend County medical examiner confirmed to E! News Accordo's death was ruled a suicide by multiple sharp force trauma, per the medical examiner. So he stabbed himself several times. I don't know. I know.
Yeah, how many? So you kill yourself by stabbing yourself that many times?
Huh?
You kill yourself by stabbing yourself that many times. Shit, that's a painful way to kill yourself,
bro. I think that is just completely insane way to kill yourself in all of that aspect of everything like that. I don't know how he did it, but it's crazy. I think the whole situation is crazy. I'm a firm believer in if you take all the things that we just said, as far as I think women should be arming themselves for real. Get you a firearm, a gun, a taser, some mace, all of everything that you can have. Be careful out there, you know what I'm saying? Especially because, from my understanding, she also was an OnlyFans model or whatnot. So it's like y'all got to be careful out there when it comes to this type of the type of business that you're doing and stuff, because there are some crazy dudes out there who get too enamored with y'all and they will act wild and crazy. So I believe that
that's what they said. They was trying to say he was a super fan that found where she lived at somehow. How did you find out?
I don't know, bro. It's a lot of things that's going on. Some people on I guess online who know her said she was, and I don't know if this is true. I'm just reporting what I've heard as far as what I've seen online is that people saying that she was hustling people for money and doing things like that. But in all of that, I don't think that she deserved to die. And there's a lot of people online who make it seem like she got what she had coming, but I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. You know what I'm saying? If these women out here, if they want to hustle for money and dudes are willing to pay for whatever, let them be, man. You know what I'm saying? If these dudes don't mind going broke and all of that stuff, that's on them. But at the same time, I'm saying women need to be out there and they really need to guard themselves against these type of dudes, because you don't know where they really are mentally and what they are really capable of doing if they get to the point of no return or feeling like they backed into a corner or whatnot. So in all of that, you know what I'm saying? I do think that women should definitely be armed, especially those who are in that type of profession or doing that type of thing, because dudes can get crazy, man. And dudes will take stuff to the extreme to where your life is in danger. And I feel that you should definitely be protecting themselves. I think I'm very disgusted with dudes who want to feel like because she was modeling like she was or showing her body off that's what she get. Because I don't know how anybody can be that hateful of women who are doing that unless you just one of them type of dudes that would do that type of stuff because you're mad for some reason. So I really encourage that women should guard themselves. It's sad that this had to happen. She was only 33, bro. 33, 35 or whatever. I keep hearing two different ages, but she was young, man, real young. And it's sad that, you know what I'm saying, you living your life doing the best you can, living the dream that you feel like you're leaving, and then something like this just happened randomly out of nowhere, you know.
That's why I think women, another thing, I think that women should always live with somebody, have a roommate, for situations like that. Him following her, somebody else was there, most likely it wouldn't have went down like that. You know what I mean? And her living alone.
That really depends on well, the thing is that they said he found out where she lived, ambushed her, and then kind of made her go to her apartment and let him in and stuff like that. If that had been somebody else there with her, it might not have happened, or it could have been two people dead. We don't know, man. I do believe that if one of them had a gun, if it was another person with them, that probably would have not happened. You know, that's why I'm a very firm advocate of people being armed to protect themselves, especially
women.
Because I'm in the process that I'm going to be getting my daughter. I already got one of my daughters a little pocket knife to carry around. Little switchblade knife that she can just, if anybody try to come after her and stuff like that. I think they should get mace. I'm gonna get them maces, tasers, all of that stuff. I've told my oldest daughter that she need to buy herself a gun and have it on her at all times. So she run into anybody, she can protect herself and all that stuff. Like I really think that women should definitely be out here protecting themselves. I don't think they should just be walking around willy-nilly thinking that life is safe, because life is not safe and it's not guaranteed for everybody. It's not guaranteed for anybody, to be honest.
Definitely, though. Definitely, she should have been armed. And I want to say, art, rest in peace to her, rest in heaven, rest in power, whatever they say, to her, and condolences to her family, because that's definitely a tragedy, man. The next time we're gonna go on to the next one, man. Is art, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly.
No, I've been wanting to talk to you about this dude. Just look, I ain't really been been following it all like that. But
let's update on what's going on. So R.Kelly is on trial for human trafficking, as far as women taking underage women across state lines. What is it called? Deceiving authority with that marriage thing. I think it's called deceiving authority or something. That's a charge he got. And abuse, verbal or something, it's verbal and sexual abuse or something like that. He's being charged with. So he ain't being charged with rape, but he ain't being charged with statutory or nothing like that. It's trafficking minors across state and assaulting them mentally.
All right, you being too nice. I'm
not being nice. I'm just trying to explain what the charges are.
All right,
but it's a particular case in New York.
All right, this is what I want to talk about. My stuff frozen up right now, so I'm hoping everything's still recording okay on your end and looking good. But what I wanted to talk about and what was brought to my attention is all these dudes that are showing up talking about how he was giving them the Gok 3000, bro.
Boom, bop,
that's
bop,
that's what I am baffled about, bro. That these dudes, these a whole bunch of males, are popping up out the woodwork talking about how
only been one.
Huh?
There's only been one that I know of.
I think it was two so far.
Was it?
I think two so far. And talking about how he has offered to get on his knees and service them and stuff like that, or just
one of them he did.
Yeah. So
allegedly,
like I said, it's been two, I think, so far that have said it. And then I think the latest thing was that somebody had a shirt of his full of his semen.
His semen on it, yeah. And that's that Geronda Pace girl. Like that girl was. I don't know. I feel bad for victims who really are victims. I feel bad for them, but I feel like that young lady, that particular lady, is not a victim, man. I think she was targeting him. She knew what she was doing, man. She went to his trial when he was on trial for the girl on the camera, the young girl on the camera.
Was she underage, though?
She lied and told him she was 18.
Oh, this
afterwards, after they did whatever they did, she told her she was 16. But she looked young. Don't get me wrong. I ain't defending the dude because she looked like a baby today. She do. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is she lied and she knew what he was on trial for.
Who said she lied? R.Kelly did?
She said she lied. She said it on stage. She lied. But every one of them girls that been on there said they lied to him about how old they was. And then they told him the truth. Yes. Then they said they told him the truth. I'm not defending him because we all know this dude got a crazy, weird sex addiction. We all know this. You can hear it in the music. But what I am saying is I just think that he should get a fair trial. Like, I'm not saying he's not guilty. I'm not saying
how is he not getting a fair trial, though?
I ain't saying he did. I don't know. I haven't heard the verdict yet. But I'm saying he should get a fair trial because a lot of those witnesses, it's a lot of stuff in those and what they were saying that can really be debunked if we had a good defense lawyer. We had a good defense team because a lot of that stuff from the surviving R.Kelly to what all the stuff that's been coming out about this whole situation. A lot of them girls, like for example, the girl Azriel Cleary, you remember who she is, right? She was one of the two girls that he had, and they were saying the parents were trying to get him out of their facility or whatever. You remember when the parents went to the studio and they seen her in the window and they was knocking on the door trying to get in there, and the police wouldn't let them in the studio?
Yeah.
Her. I think that's her name. That's Azriel Clary. Now, mind you, she was riding with R. Kelly. She did an interview with Gayle King saying that what they saying isn't true. He doesn't treat you like that. He treats you good. He buy you this, that, and the third. But as soon as he got locked up and she thought he was going to jail, then she switched her whole story. So she shouldn't be a credible witness. And I'm not defending R. Kelly and saying he's innocent. I'm just saying everybody deserves a fair trial. So what I said that to say that she shouldn't be credible. Geronda Payne shouldn't be credible. They got to get better witnesses, man. To me, it sounds like they trying to charge him for what they know he did in the past.
The question is that now like I said, he has these men showing up who apparently were young at the time when all of this stuff was happening. So even if you say the women are incredible, what about these dudes that are popping up out of nowhere?
I'm not saying that the women not victims.
You know, there's have you read that book? It was a book somebody got that wrote about it. My wife had it and she read it, and the chick described like all the stuff you found out about R. Kelly today. The chick said that he was into that type of stuff and doing that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know what you're talking about. I seen interviews with some of them girls. They talked about some of the stuff he did, but this is the thing that bothered me. They could have left if they wanted to. He never held them, and everybody, they all said that. The women said it. They never held him against their will. So if he was doing all this stuff to you, why didn't you leave? The one girl said he made her give him head after he played basketball, and that was the most disgusting thing. Why didn't you leave then? If you felt that degrading, why didn't you leave? I know he R. Kelly. I understand that. Well, still, I don't care. Why didn't you leave?
I don't believe that she couldn't. I mean, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for it, but I don't believe she felt disgusted after that happened, bro. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all know how this dude was, and y'all was all around him. It's not like he wasn't being secretive with the nasty kinks that he was into. You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody's trying to get paid this time around.
That's what it's about. And I ain't saying he's innocent.
But he put himself in this situation, bro.
Yes, he did.
It's like he wholeheartedly put himself in this situation by doing the things that he did, by messing with the type of people he was messing with. And now that he got put in jail for just the minor things that I guess whatever the major things they said he was doing, everybody in the woodwork now going to try to come out and get part of this class action lawsuit against him and stuff like that.
So to answer your question, do I think he did that to that young man? I don't know. Do I think that young man is trying to get some money out of this? Probably so. Probably so. I don't know if he did it or not. I wasn't there. Then he said the young dude said he had a boxing ring in his garage area or something. That's where it went down at. He had a girl come under the boxing ring. The girl, this ain't funny, man. No, I don't disrespect to nobody. But they said he had a girl come from under the boxing ring to start giving the dude, that same guy, head and having sex with him. Like she was just hiding under the boxing ring. Like that's crazy, man.
That's what I heard. And me, I thought it was one of them things like, you know, people come home for they come into a surprise party, everybody hiding. You know what I'm saying? Then they pop up out of nowhere and surprise, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that's what it was. But I guess, I guess, you know, R. Kelly trying to show he have it like this. Look, I just be having chicks coming from under. I guess the thing is they trying to make it seem like he had them living up under there. Like that's what she slept at and stayed at all the time. And then he don't have chicks just stay in closets and stuff. Now, what female in their right mind will just sit up underneath the boxing ring and stay in the closet, bro? I don't know.
There was some gross stuff they said he was doing, man. Like that, it is sickening. Some of the stuff that they said. Like,
now, here's the question though. Here's the thing though. All the celebrities that been over his house and stuff, they've witnessed all of this stuff going on and never said nothing.
Have they? Did they?
Huh? Bro, if he got chicks hiding in closets and doing all this other type of stuff and pretty much doing all the stuff that all the chicks say they was doing, you think nothing? That's like everybody who's been to Jeffrey Epstein's island. It's supposed to be a sex island, right? So you think all the people that's been there ain't never seen like underage kids in Jeffrey Epstein's island walking around naked or doing types of stuff or all types of sexual acts going on with people who probably don't want to be there? I mean, do you really think they've never witnessed any of this stuff?
I'm sure they did.
You think people don't know what's going on in these celebrities' houses, other celebrities? you get rumors as regular people that go around about somebody who do something that's crazy. Everybody know about it and stuff like that. How much more do you think is happening with these celebrities, bro?
That's a fact. And do you know why? This is what I heard. That girl Tasha K show. Shout out to her. I listened to some stuff, certain things on her show. She had a lady that was his nutritionist, and the nutritionist had been on there before, and she was like trying to explain that a lot of them women. She said that the dude got a sex addiction. She said she told him that he did this to himself. She said she told him that. She said he got a sex addiction. He did a lot of stuff sexually. But what she was saying was the reason why this stuff came about is because R.Kelly, one of his managers or something, was trying to do something with his money, and the person at the bank said, "We not doing anything until we speak to Mr. Kelly." So when he went and spoke to the person at the bank, he realized that they had been stealing money from him. Because only thing he cared about was music. His whole life was just the same thing. It was a routine. Like he did the same stuff every day. Like the stuff he liked was the same stuff. So they knew where he was at. They knew how to get it manipulated, get around, and get his money without him knowing. So when the bank did that, he found out that they were stealing money from him. He froze all his accounts. He stopped everything until he filed a lawsuit, $100 million lawsuit for the label, to his label and those people. And that's why they came with these girls that he dealt with, and I guess they supposed that made a proposal that they was gonna make X amount of dollars. They all came together to come up with these stories. That's why they did the Surviving R. Kelly, because he had that lawsuit against him. That's what she said. I don't know. Like this is all
If
alleged.
that's true, I mean, at this point in time, she would have to come with some real major receipts.
She said she has some receipts. She said she got some.
Everybody say it, but I'm like, at this point in the stage of the game, ain't no saying. You just come with it. You come with it off the rip and let everybody see and know. You know what I'm saying?
All this is alleged too.
I mean, I know everything is alleged except for what's going in the courts, and it don't look like he's gonna be getting away with it, bro.
No, it don't. It don't. It look like he threw.
So,
it like R.
And just like you, my wife said she can't listen to R. Kelly no more either, bro.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because you listen to him and you know he on Drake's new record, and Drake was getting flack for that because he wrote on his new record, whatever it's called, Some Lover Boy.
So he got him on his record after he was arrested.
He wrote on there. He wrote some songs or something like that. Certified Lover Boy is a record. The song, the name of the album. I don't know the name of the record, but I said that he was getting flack for it. Like people saying, why would he? But it might have been an old song he did before all this stuff came out.
Probably so.
Ain't no telling, man. But I don't think R. Kelly gonna beat this case, but I just think he should get a fair trial. You should look at each of those witnesses and understand that is they doing this because they got something to gain.
He is getting a fair trial. He got people that cross-examine these witnesses. So if his lawyers are doing their job, they'll bring out all of these facts that you're talking about. As far as could they have left at any point in time? Was he forcing them to do certain things? Why would they? He bring all of that stuff out, bro.
Yeah, so
but this once again, like I said, the women got to protect themselves.
They do.
They shouldn't be manipulated by these dudes out here, no matter if they got money or not. They got to stop letting money
or they celebrity status.
Celebrity status. They got to stop letting that stuff speak for a dude, for a man, and let that be the end all be all of what makes them decide they gonna mess with them. Because some of these cats out here, they got money. Some of these celebrities out here ain't even worth your time. But like I said, people got to be smarter, more responsible, and think more about other stuff other than just what they can get at the moment. Because that's how you end up stuck in closets and starving because a dude don't want to feed you, and for some reason you feel like you can't just walk out and go to the store and get your own food.
And it's the crazy thing about the whole situation. I know it's more than R. Kelly doing this type of stuff.
Of course,
I know for a fact it is. I don't know for a fact. But
you do.
Yeah, I don't know for a fact, but I know it is more than R. Kelly doing this. That they looking past it, man. But let's go to the next topic, man. That's enough on Mr. Kelly, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I don't know why I said that, but that's enough on him. We're gonna go to Lil Nas X.
Yeah, buddy.
And we're gonna play with the Breakfast Club what they comment on here, and then we're gonna give our comment.
That Lil Nas X just posted on his Instagram a day ago. He said, I just want to it the right way. He said,
"This the picture
surprise! Right, I can't believe I'm finally announcing this. My little bundle of joy. Montero is due September 17th. Now he's on his knees by his pool and he's pregnant. And so many people had so many different things to say about it. So we're asking, what are your thoughts? 800-585-1051. Now, Ashley Larry, Donnell Rawlings, he reposted it. Yeah, what he said, Yee?
Mm-hmm. He said something about how's he going to explain this to his son.
You explain it by saying it's Photoshop. Like, what do you mean?
Then he posted a picture of you and Envy.
Yeah,
he deleted both of them, so somebody must have got on his ass. He must have been getting that social media smoke. But you know, man, listen, here's the thing. Everything Lil Nas X is doing is working. You know what I mean? And I see people calling it trolling. I wouldn't even call it trolling. It's marketing. He did this to promote his upcoming Montero album, and it worked. And to be able to cut through on a week that's dominated by Drake and Kanye talk and have people talking about you and knowing your album is coming out, it worked. And people say their projects are their babies all the time. He just decided to show you.
I didn't have a problem with it. Well, Donnell said, I'm with freedom or whatever. But at this point, Lil Nas X is effing with the minds of kids. What are your thoughts? How do I explain this ish to my son? That's what Donnell Rawlings said. And I agree with Charlamagne. I mean, everybody talks about their album as their baby. This is a marketing tool. We know that man is not pregnant. So what's the problem? I love the fact that Lil Nas X stares ish up and makes people talk about it. I don't have no problem with it.
Now, Lil Nas X responded too. He said, if I take a ish on myself, am I going to have your kids wanting to ish their pants? And then he said, let me get offline. All of this negative energy is not good for the baby.
Yeah, I think he's messing with the minds of adults more than kids. I don't think the kids care like that. You know what though, and you know what, to the point about, you know, him pretending to be pregnant or whatever. You know, one of my favorite episodes of the Cosby Show is when Cliff has the dream that all the guys are pregnant. It's hilarious. And it's the same concept. All the guys are pregnant and they end up giving birth to their favorite things. And I was much younger back then, and there was absolutely no social media, but I don't remember people seeing that as anything but comedy, as anything but acting. Nobody said it was disrespectful to women. Nobody said that episode was ruining the kids.
Yeah.
So why does this bother older people who I know lived through that era of the Cosby Show like I did? Why?
Lil Nas X reposted a picture of a movie called Junior, and you can see on the cover of that movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger is pregnant, and Danny DeVito is there in the doctor's office.
Yeah, leave Lil Nas X alone. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello.
So we heard what the Breakfast Club had to say. We see the picture here on the screen. We posted him being pregnant. And so what's your comment? Let me hear what you got to say.
I kind of agree with the Breakfast Club, bro.
Say it again. We didn't hear you. The
conscious
community didn't hear you.
I said I agree with what the Breakfast Club said. I don't think they said anything wrong per se in this whole exchange. I mean, he is doing it to promote his album, and he's doing it to troll. There are instances where they have pregnant men in the Cosby Show and in the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, I've seen both of them and stuff where they're doing that. You know what I'm saying? So in that instance, I don't understand why people are outraged. When my wife showed it to me, I just kind of looked at it and just whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew why he does it. He does it because, you know, you could say he's doing it because he's trying to promote his album, but he's also trying to troll at the same time. And he knows people are going to be outraged, but it's going to also generate feedback for people who want to see what it's all about and probably check out his new album and stuff like that. So I do agree with what they're saying. I think people are making this into more than what it needs to be. But I understand why people are upset about it. Also, in that it's double-edged viewing as far as what is he trying to the imagery that he's trying to put out there. You know what I'm saying? Because people can get attached to images and things like that and start thinking certain things. Even though you can tell them that it's Photoshop, it's not like the idea of men being able to be pregnant isn't out there when it comes to transgendered men. You know what I'm saying? Women who transition into being a man. You know what I'm saying? They use those as ways to promote that men also can get pregnant. So it's like you're trying to take two concepts and solidify them together and make them a truth in reality and stuff like that. And people are upset about that for the most part. But go ahead, what you got to say?
So, how I feel about it, man, I think that I know I get what he's doing. I know he's trying to sell his album. I know he want publicity. Everybody taking pages from Dennis Rodman, but Dennis Rodman, when he did what he did, he didn't do it because at first, initially, I don't think he did it because he was trying to get publicity. I think he did it, except when he put that book out and he married himself. He did do that for publicity. But all the other stuff that Dennis Rodman did, that's what he liked to do. He still do it to this day. He still wear makeup. He still dress up like a woman. If you follow him on Instagram, you will see that he still do it to this day. Like I just think that's who he's comfortable doing that.
Who he is?
But yeah, Dennis Rodman. But he got so much light because of that, and it kind of outshined his basketball career that a lot of artists saw that and they started doing the same thing. Now, I guess this is a new day and age with new technology. They taking it to a whole nother level. And with that being said, I don't like it. I just don't like it. I can't. I just don't like it, man.
Why though?
The whole pregnancy thing, though, like
if you know that he's doing it, if you know he's doing it just for publicity, why?
I think that's a lot because he like he said, if I take an ish and eat whatever he said he's gonna do, would your kids do it? Unfortunately, kids do follow who they look up to. They do try to model their day-to-day or whatever behind who they look up to. If you want to be a basketball player, you focus on what basketball players like LeBron does, what he eats, how he lives. That's what you do. And if you want to be a rapper like Lil Nas X, maybe he is influencing people to be comfortable being gay. If they gay, that's cool. That's respectable. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that. But I just think it's you draw the line. Certain places you gotta have a line in the sand, man.
I mean, but I mean, like I said, everything's a double-edged sword. Even like his response that if he wear a diaper and he doodle on himself or whatever, his kids gonna do it too. Most likely, kids are gonna mimic and do what you do. If you make it seem like that's a cool thing to do, they gonna think it's a cool thing to do. That's obvious. Kids do imitate what they see in certain situations or who they idolize and stuff like that. So they try to be more and more like them in that aspect of and everything. But when it comes to like this in particular, like I said, I don't see what, like you got to understand he's trying to troll. My thing is, as a parent, don't have your kid listening to Lil Nas X, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you can't control when they outside of the house, but I mean, for the most part, when they go into school, you know they're not going to be listening to anything, like to most of that stuff. And then once they get older, they can be able to recognize what's BS and what's not. And they'll maybe if you develop a relationship with your kid where they can come and talk to you about certain things, you can talk to them about certain things and stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, is he really being that bad of an influence on the youth? I don't know, man. I don't know too many kids that mimic Lil Nas X. But like I said, my daughter doesn't listen to any of that stuff. My youngest daughter don't even listen to any of that stuff. And the songs that she do listen to are pre-selected to where they're weird songs that most kids probably wouldn't be trying to listen to anyway. Like I don't keep heavy rap and stuff like that playing in my household. I don't keep a whole lot of rap songs playing. And my wife, she's heavily into music, and the stuff that she listens to in her room and stuff like that. Or she may put on songs that aren't as explicit as everything else to listen to around the house and stuff like that. So ultimately it does come down to how you are raising the kids in your household and what you're allowing them to hear and see. And I know a lot of people are just going off of the influence of that he's having as far as when it comes to, like I said, because a lot of this comes from like people who are religious in belief and things like that. And it's like, as much as I can say I dislike a lot of the stuff that he is doing, and I can see where it's coming from as far as on a spiritual level and things like that. These are things that, as a person who believes in spiritual things, have to understand that this is what's going to happen in the world. There's no changing it. There's no getting around it. This is how the world's going to progress. And all you can do is prepare yourself for what's to come. You know, stay prayed up, doing the things that you need to do, and focusing on that. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit too much and focus on what Lil Nas X is doing, because you recognize that he is just one in many agents that are trying to lead the world into this weird direction where it's just like a bunch of weirdness going on, bro.
it's so hard because, like you said, is a double-edged sword when you talk about this situation. And yes, what reason why it's ruffling adults' feathers because it make them have like you have to have these conversations, these uncomfortable conversations with your children, with your kids.
They
At an
shouldn't be
early age.
uncomfortable though.
But at an early age, it's like kids normally you ain't have to have that conversation in our era.
Kids at early ages are becoming more and more
More
sexually
mature.
active. And
That's
they
because
are
of what that's because of what's shown. Too.
I know. And so
You know what
because of what's being shown and you know, the mindset of people as they get younger and younger and what's going on in the world, it's best to have these conversations with your kid that are younger so that you can guide them in some way or at least know where they at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't, it's not good to always try to hide everything from kids because they're gonna find out anyway. And it's best that they find out stuff from you so you can pretty much try to guide them in what you feel is the right way to be thinking about these things than somebody else like Lil Nas X or anybody else that may be in that boat. Like I said, it does come down to a lot does come down to parents and how they do things, but a lot of the outrage is because people are thinking that, you know, he's promoting homosexuality wholeheartedly in his music and stuff like that. You know, this transgenderism stuff is being promoted a lot. The idea of men being pregnant, and it's just a bunch of craziness, bro. Like I said, we entering into a weird world. Like we enter into a world where there are a lot of women out there that think men should be getting pegged during sexual intercourse and stuff like that. Do you know what pegging is?
Yeah, I know what pegging is. They out there rabbit ass mind. They out there rabbit ass mind.
I agree, but this is I'm telling you, this is the type of world we're going into.
You know why women would want a man to get pegged? Because this is what I heard. Why women like giving head is because they feel like they got the power. You know, men is real vulnerable. I don't know if I said that word, vulnerable.
Yeah, you did. You
okay. When they giving oral, they say men is more vulnerable, and they more like they feel like they got the strength, they got the power at that point because they you know what I'm talking about. Y'all.
That's you're not getting head when you're getting pegged, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is that's why I can see why women say men should get pegged because then they feel like they got the power. Because they, you know what I'm saying, you know, if you know, that's outrageous, man. That's outrageous.
Like I said, we're going into a weird world where it's like up is not up anymore and down is not down anymore. You know what I'm saying? And they want everybody to conform to this idea. And those that don't conform are being made to be enemies of everybody and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, but like I said, man, with the whole thing coming down, man, Lil Nas is just trolling for the most part. It's like you just got to ignore him. And if you don't really think, if you think he's influencing children, just don't have your kids listen to him and stuff like that.
And this the other thing too, man. If y'all think that what he doing is outrageous, stop talking about it. Like including us. Like let's stop talking about it. Let's not make it trending.
I mean, that's good advice, but it's impossible advice.
Yeah, because then if you stop talking about it, then he won't nobody even really see what's going on except people that follow him.
Yeah, but it's going to be everywhere. I mean,
yeah, because
at some point in time, if nobody had talked about his cover, right? Nobody had talked about it. Still, at some point in time, you would have still came across it.
Listen,
you would have saw it.
Because the platforms like the Breakfast Club, the Breakfast Club know what they be doing, man.
Yeah,
they know that they in a position where they got to do certain stuff and they got to agree with certain stuff, and I understand that because they getting paid by, I understand why they doing what they doing. So they gonna bring light to certain stuff that other people wouldn't bring light to. They got a private platform.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be seen.
This is like I said, man. It's a weird world, bro. It's like we can't really stop talking about it, and sometimes it brings up interesting conversations. It lets you know where people heads at and what people thinking about certain things, whether or not they agree or disagree. I think discourse is always a good thing. I don't think people should just always shy away from it. It's a topic to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You have to agree with it. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I'm saying it's not, none of the stuff is going to ever go anywhere. So it's like, ain't no point in trying to hide it.
You can look at it like this: like Lil Nas X is probably gonna be a uh, he gonna go down in history because he gonna be that guy that really made people have these conversations that they never wanted to have, but they never had. You know what I'm saying?
He
Like,
gonna he gonna go down in history about as far as it'll go when it comes to music and what
but
he
he,
did.
but he making you have to have those conversations. He making you like pretty much not making you, but he's like
Bro, let me tell you.
he the face of. I'm trying to think of what I'm looking for. Not go down in history, but I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But
No, I think
he's
what you
like
were saying was what you meant was to go down in history. Me personally, I'm saying that I don't think he's really that relevant or that important to be any of that stuff. All of this stuff was getting ready to go down anyway, and eventually he's just one of the people that just kind of started and kept it going. But as far as history goes, nobody's gonna really care. Once everything goes the way that everybody thinks it's supposed to go, everybody wants it to go, nobody's gonna really care about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. That's just my own personal opinion about it. You may be right. You might be somebody who is touted as the first, openly gay rapper and stuff like that, or musician, or well,
but
I
I'm
guess
saying
you can
think
say
about it.
rapper.
Before him, a lot of these conversations about that sexuality, people wasn't having. Before he was openly and doing some of the stuff he was doing, some of these conversations wasn't happening. And I think that some of these conversations need to happen. I think that
No,
there's a lot of
they were happening. This just not on this scale because nobody
right.
was actually openly promoting it like he was. I mean, Frank Ocean was found out that he was gay or bisexual, and he kind of shut down because people rejected him as far as that goes. But now we're in a society where people are more open to that type
And
of
they
thing.
and they praise you for coming out now.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like you got to because people want to coddle to everybody's feelings and things like that. But like I said in the last one that we did, man, you got to understand that they do exist. There are homosexual people, gay people everywhere. They exist. So we can't live in a world and pretend like they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have any feelings or things like that or rights. Like they do. They should be able to express themselves just as much as everybody else is able to express themselves and whatever means that they can express them. Now, do you have to agree with what they do? No, you don't have to agree with what they do. Just like they don't have to agree with what anybody else do. But in all of that, I don't think people should cause harm to one another just because you don't agree with what they do. Only when somebody's trying to harm you should you be willing to cause harm to somebody else. But other than that, I mean, we got to let people live their life and let people make their own decisions and make people make their own choices because that's what we are. We are free
That's
will
true.
agents, and everybody can make choices to do what it is that they want to do. It's just like I said, it's just all in all, you got to live with the consequences for everything because when you come about everything, what is it that why is it that everybody really don't like any of this stuff that's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't like this whole transgender stuff because the transgender women seem like they have to force people who are strictly heterosexual men to engage in them on a sexual level. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you are trying to force me to engage in something that I don't want to engage in. You're trying to force a lot of people to engage in stuff that they don't want to engage in by using all of this BS logic as far as why it is that like I'm transphobe because I don't want to do that. Like it's those type of things that you realize that you don't dislike. But it's like, what is it about Lil Nas that you dislike? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what is it that you really don't like? When you say the homosexual agenda, are you saying you don't like people promoting homosexuality? But then why don't you like people promoting homosexuality? That's the stuff that you would have to get into and what people would have to get into as to why they really dislike these things. And if it comes down to a moral biblical level, then as that you would have to understand that that's just what's going to be. You know what I'm saying? You can't make people not be that way or operate in that. All you can do is pray for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's all you really can do is pray for everybody and still treat everybody as a human being, as someone that you got to show love to and things like that. Because if you really think about it, you have no reason not to be upset with what he's doing. You really don't have a reason because you're saying like he's influencing the kids. So are you just saying you don't want kids to be gay? Then why don't you want kids to be gay? That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Is it because you're saying, hey, if more people start engaging in this, the population and the human race will begin to die out because we won't have as many people being born? You know what I'm saying? Is that the reason why? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Is it can't just be a blatant, I just don't like him doing this.
Let me
Because
say this.
go ahead.
What if his sexuality was a troll? Was him trolling? What if he wasn't really gay?
If he wasn't, then all of this would just be a pure agenda. But the thing is what's the agenda though?
But okay, so if he wasn't really gay, do you think that he should get his issue? That if he come out to say, you know what, I'm not gay, I'm not.
Yeah. So then, okay, let me ask you: if he said that, what would be the problem?
That means he was playing with people's mind the whole time, and it definitely.
Okay, but I'm saying, what playing with their mind and doing what though?
By being, I guess, as they say, as being courageous and coming out and being open with your sexuality, being on the biggest platform that you can be on. Giving kids who might be gay confidence.
So I'm saying what I'm asking you is what makes that a negative thing?
If he was only doing it, if he was only doing it to sell records.
Okay, so
I mean, but it ain't negative. I guess it ain't negative.
Yeah, so I'm saying if he sold records and in the midst of it, he used that as a means to give courage to other people, even though he isn't that way, why would that still be bad?
But it's not. I guess it's not bad when you look at it how you said it. It's not bad, but it's just the fact that you gave them courage, but that's not even you. You're not even feeling. You don't understand where they're coming from. You wasn't, gay. You don't. It wasn't you. It was a lie. I mean, but I guess it was a lie to give them courage. So I guess it's a good thing.
I'm gonna tell you, okay, because it is. But like I said, the whole you gotta separate the whole thing from what it is that why people are upset, and this has a lot to deal with spirituality and biblical understanding and truths and stuff like that. This is the only reason why people are really upset because of that, because people see the end of the world in the actions of the people and what's going on. And so I guess in a sense what it is those who are aware of this realize that people are, and like I said, it's like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep into all of this right now because it's no point. But what I'm saying is that basically, if you really sit back and think about it, there's nothing really wrong with what he's doing and what he's doing if you are treating him as a human being who is able to make his own free will choices and do the things that any human being is allowed to do on this earth, which is whatever it is that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Within reason of not causing harm to somebody else. That's the only aspect of what you can have it into. Now, if you're standing on the side of you want to be a promotion of God and the Bible and stuff, then yes, I can understand why you would see problems with what's going on. But if that's not what you're coming with as to why you see problems, but you're masking it under other things like that, you would have to justify why those things are a problem. And that's the thing. So it's like if you're not really coming at it from that aspect, then 9 times out of 10, you should just allow it to go on and just be quiet about it. Like it shouldn't really bother you too much.
Yeah, I guess, man. But we gonna end it right there. And I just want to give another disclaimer that we are not against gay people. We're nothing like that. We just strictly giving our opinion on the matter, which deals with a lot of different things. But to end it, I want to end it on a more funnier note, happier note. And I want your opinion on this. This is one gotta go.
Kevin Hart.
Now we got. Hold on, wait. You answered that too quick. You answered that too fast. Let me tell them who each one of these comedians is. Starting from the top left, we got Richard Pryor, we got Eddie Murphy, we got Bernie Mac, we got Red Fox, we got Cat Williams, we got Martin Lawrence, we got Kevin Hart, we got Dave Chappelle, we got Chris Rock. Now, you said Kevin Hart. Please explain to me why.
I don't find Kevin Hart, and I haven't, and comedy is subjective. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gonna find. Some people might find Kevin Hart extremely funny, but me personally, since I'm being asked, I don't find Kevin Hart all that funny. Everybody else they tend to come from more of a reality aspect. And I guess one of the things that turned me off, I didn't even see his last comedy special. I just heard about it. That his last comedy special, he just talked about how rich he was and how everybody should be treating him differently because he's rich and stuff like that. Now, I don't think I've heard any other comedians talk about how rich they were and how they felt like they should be elevated above everybody else and make that into a series-long thing of supposed to be jokes and stuff like that. It's like he's gotten too big for his britches. Everybody else kind of stay humble and about what it is that they've experienced in life and go through and use that as their way to promote the comedy as far as what's going on in the world versus somebody being egotistical about themselves and stuff like that. But that's why I would get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else I like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not that big of a fan of Richard Pryor and stuff like that. And
What?
I mean, I'm not, bro. I mean,
Oh my god.
okay.
What about Red Fox?
Red Fox is funny. Yeah, I like Red Fox, but I haven't listened to a lot of Red Fox's comedy and stuff like that. Richard Pryor, I listen to all his stuff, and Richard Pryor is funny and stuff. But you know, it's hard to say because it's a lot of them that I'm not too much a fan of when it comes to their comedy. Like some of the stuff they funny, some of the stuff they not. Cat Williams, I'm definitely a fan of Cat Williams. I think Cat Williams is a hilarious dude, and
I know you would like him.
Huh? And you know, I'm
know
definitely
like
a fan of Dave Chappelle because Dave Chappelle is funny. Dave Chappelle keeps it real with a whole bunch of stuff and everything.
What
like
about
that.
Chris Rock?
Chris Rock is he decent, bro. He decent when it comes
White
to
people funny.
Yeah, that's what he is.
He can go. He can go. That's what I'm picking. Chris Rock can go. I got a lot of respect for Chris Rock, but he white people funny.
He white people funny.
White people.
What's white people funny though? There's some funny white comedians, bro.
It is. No, it's definitely some funny white comedians, but he that I'm not, excuse me, I'm gonna take that back. I ain't gonna say white people funny. He that daytime, older, like 50, 60-year-old type audience, you know, who watch the soap operas and the Price.
Wouldn't that be Red Fox and Richard Pryor too?
No, because they funny is reality. They talk about their reality. He talk about Chris Rock talk about
Chris Rock talk about reality, bro.
Yeah, but he talk about it's certain his comedy is, like I said, it's for like those people that's at home in the daytime, like the Saturday Night Live type comedy. You know what I'm saying? That's his kind of comedy. And Saturday Night Live is not always, it's not funny to me, man. I'm just gonna say it ain't funny to me. Some skits be funny, but it ain't that funny to me, man. It's that certain age demographic that they target, and that's what Chris Rock target. He got. I
would say Kevin Hart the same way, bro.
No, I think Kevin Hart you said his last stand up was not funny, but I was laughing real hard. Like that's the first. Since his first stand up that's the only one I liked. It was the first.
Like I said, one. Comedy is subjective, bro.
That's the one he did in his house, right? He was inside.
I don't know. I didn't see it. My wife saw it.
He was inside his house. It was funny to me. A lot of people didn't like it, but I did. And I ain't a big Kevin Hart fan when it comes to his comedy. I like him more in the movies.
And I have to question your funny bone there.
No, I like him in the movies. So we gonna switch it around. You got to sell out a comedy show. You got to pick 3 comedians off of this list to sell out a comedy show. You're gonna sell out what's the biggest venue? Madison Square Garden?
Yeah.
Is that the biggest venue? You got to sell out Madison Square. You got to pick 3 comics.
With 3 comedy people?
You got to be on this list. And you got to say who go first, who go last, who in the middle. So the last one got to be the one that you ever been to a comedy show?
Mm-hmm.
Completely tear the roof off the house. I mean, to the
I'm gonna say because I got something blocking the screen. I can't see everybody, but from what I remember, that's on there. I would say
I'm gonna tell you who
Bernie Mac will be first. I'm saying Bernie Mac will be first because if he was to come back and do one, everybody would definitely go see it.
But who can go? Which comedian can go behind Bernie Mac after he do what he gonna do on the stage?
Cat Williams.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Okay.
Cat Williams can go behind him, and then you can finish it off with Dave Chappelle, bro.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That'd be the perfect nightcap. Would be Dave Chappelle. That'd be the perfect nightcap for it all.
I think Dave should go first to warm the crowd up. You put Cat in the middle because he's unpredictable. You know, you don't know.
Nah. Because
Bernie Mac got to end it.
Nah, Bernie can't end it, bro. Because everybody gonna want to definitely see Bernie Mac. You know,
so you got to make him the headliner then.
But nah, I wouldn't. I mean, I would make them all. No, I couldn't make them the headliner because
So you got to have a host. In other words, you got to have a host. You got to have a headliner. You got to have the person in the middle. In other words, so
I would think Bernie Mac would be the best to start it off with. I think he would start it off good. Cat Williams would keep everybody at the height of just cracking up and cracking jokes, and then Dave Chappelle would kind of like keep them high, but he'd be getting ready to. Everybody know it'd be getting ready to be over because he'll start hitting people with some real by the end of it that'll get you thinking about the world that you're going through when you leave it. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't just thinking that the world is just a joke, that there's some real stuff going on that you still got to be worried about and thinking about and stuff like that. That's just me, man. That's just me.
I mean, that's nice. That's nice. But me, I would have Dave Chappelle be my opener, which is the opener is usually the host. So he'll keep the crowd going. He'll throw the knowledge in there. He'll keep you on. He'll keep you entertained. He gonna do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Then Martin to be my in between comedian, and Bernie Mac gotta close it out, man. So with the people that's on this thing, Bernie Mac gotta close
Martin
it out.
Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence funny. He is hilarious.
He is,
man.
but I ain't heard his stuff in a while though, bro.
He is
I got
hilarious.
I got to go back and look at some of his stand up and stuff like that.
Listen to that. Listen to that Run Tell That special.
Yeah, I seen it when it came out.
Remember, we used to watch You So Crazy. We watched it on HBO.
Yeah, I have to listen to his stuff again to see, man. But other than that, man, yeah, I guess we can call it quits right now. We've been running pretty long.
Yeah. So this make sure y'all get in the comment section and tell us what y'all think about Lil Nas X. Tell us what y'all think. Who would be your 3 headliners for the comedy? If you was to put a comedy show together, you ain't got to pick the ones we had on that list. You can pick whoever. Who you want and who would be the host. Tell us what you think about what we talked about today, man. As far as OnlyFans, Miss Mercedes Morr, R.Kelly, Lil Nas X. And if it's anything you want to see,
harming yourselves, abortion, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Whether or not a dude should be allowed to say he don't want a kid and not have to pay for him if the woman has the right to abort a baby anytime they want. All of that stuff.
Yeah, and make sure y'all like, man, put a thumbs down, thumbs up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, engage.
Make sure y'all do that. Subscribe if y'all ain't already subscribed to the channel. And definitely, if y'all want to see something blast from the past, give it, tell us in the comment section. We'll put it up there. We respond to all comments. You know what I'm saying? This is African Ant.
This is Black Son.
The neighborhood douchebag.
You right about it.
And we make Sons of Africa podcast, and we out.